Some stories don't begin with inspiration. They begin with struggle, with a kid who has nothing, no money, no guidance, no one who believes in him, except a quiet belief that life has to mean more than survival. This is the story of Evan Cotter, a boy born into poverty, surrounded by failure, but who learned that a hopeless beginning does not mean a hopeless life. Evan grew up in a small, forgotten town in rural Alabama. His home wasn't really a home, just a shaky wooden box that creaked every time the wind pushed against it. His mother worked night shifts at a diner. His father left when he was 8. Most nights, dinner was whatever they could heat in a microwave that barely worked. Evan didn't have the newest clothes or the coolest school supplies. Most days, he walked into school with shoes that were one size too small, and dreams that felt way too big. He wasn't the smart kid, not the talented kid, just the poor kid. At least, that's what the world decided for him. By the time he reached high school, Evan tried everything to escape poverty. He applied for part-time jobs. Rejected. Tried joining the basketball team. Rejected. Auditioned for the school play. Forgotten on the list. Every door he knocked on slammed shut. One day, after failing another exam, his teacher said quietly, "Evan, some kids just aren't meant to go far." He didn't say anything back, but those words cut deeper than anything he'd heard before. One night, during a storm, the electricity went out. Nothing worked, not even the weak heater. Evan sat near a window with one single candle. He opened an old notebook and wrote something on the first page. "If no one opens the door for you, build your own." That sentence, shaky and misspelled, became the turning point of his life. He started teaching himself things with whatever he could find. Old library books, free online courses at the public library, podcasts about business and creativity, YouTube videos about skills most people ignored. He learned graphic design. Not well at first, in fact, terribly. His first clients, they laughed, rejected him, ignored his emails. But rejection stopped hurting after the 20th, trained at the 50th try. One day, a small local bakery gave him a chance to design their menu. They paid him only $40, but that $40 felt like $4 million because someone finally said yes. Evan kept learning, kept improving, kept failing. Sometimes he'd spend 5 hours on a design, only for the client to disappear. Sometimes he'd go to school tired because he stayed up working. Sometimes his stomach growled because he used lunch money to pay for bus fare. But every small victory made him believe something new. Poverty isn't a life sentence. It's just a starting point. Years passed. His skills grew. His confidence grew. But the world still doubted him. Until one email changed everything. A mid-sized marketing agency in Dallas had found his designs online. They didn't know his background. They didn't know he worked from a cheap, broken laptop. They didn't know he was just 19. They just knew one thing: his work at heart. They hired him on a trial project. He gave it everything, every ounce of effort, every late-night lesson, every moment of past failure. 2 weeks later, he got an email. "We'd like to bring you on full-time." That moment didn't erase his poverty, but it cracked open a door no one had ever opened for him. Evan moved to Dallas with one suitcase. No fancy college degree, no connections. Just discipline, hunger, and grit. In 4 years, he became the agency's creative director. Then he launched his own design company. His first year, he made more than his mother had earned in 5 years. But Evan never forgot where he came from. He paid off his mother's debts, fixed the old house, and started a charity for kids who grew up like him. Today, people say Evan was destined for success, but they forget the truth. He wasn't destined. He chose it. He built it, failure by failure, rejection by rejection, step by step. And his story whispers a message to anyone who listens. You don't need a perfect start. You just need the courage to start at all.